Hello Bridge.
There's a little bit of good news and more bad news when it comes to consumer debt. Deb has details in tonight's Insight. Deb.
Okay, but let's take the good news first.
We'll take that first. That's always better.
It is. It so is. Thank you, Chris. Canadians are getting the message. We have accumulated less consumer debt in the first 3 months of 2013 than we did at the end of 2012. But the bad news is our debt load is still higher than a year ago, and British Columbians have the highest debt per person. Jeff Hastings has the details.
Not so long ago, Kate was drowning in debt, the product of not paying attention on purpose.
I literally used to peek inside my credit card statement just to see what the minimum. I wouldn't actually look at the full balance.
Suddenly, with more a month left than money, she confronted her habits, documenting her predicament online as a warning to others.
You don't really want to miss out on anything. So every time your friends are going traveling or they're just going out for dinner or drinks and stuff like that, you want to go too.
She buckled down and tackled the $28,000 bill. It's a reality many Canadians will need to face sooner or later. Our average non-mortgage debt now stands at nearly $27,000, which is actually an improvement, down 2% from the end of last year to the start of this one. But owing the most again, and the only province to increase during the same period, up 3.7%, British Columbians at $38,500 each. It's frightening to people paid to help you climb out of the financial hole.
Most of the time people are ticking along just fine, and then they lose their job, or their relationship breaks down, or they get sick, or a combination of those. Usually it's just the events of life, and we should all have an emergency fund, but unfortunately most people don't.
We owe more, but somehow bankruptcies in BC are down 4.6%, while proposals to creditors have risen 16%. The reasons why aren't clear, nor is there an obvious explanation for our borrowing habits. One possibility is that housing, food, and some aspects of transportation are more expensive in our province.
Your groceries, clothing, raising a family, it's expensive.
There seems like there's a tax or a fee or something tacked onto everything almost.
I think it's very expensive to live in BC. You pay the price to live in such a beautiful place.
Kate is now debt. It wasn't easy.
I did something that no 20-something is really proud of. I moved back home with my parents, and I lived off of a lot of cans of tomato soup.
BC's rise in debt while other provinces declined is only over 1/4. Experts are hopeful it doesn't forecast a long-term trend. Jeff Hastings, Global News.
And here's a look at some of the basic cost comparisons across the country, and you'll see right away what's adding to our debt. In Vancouver, gas is $1.46.9 a litre. Transportation, $2.75. Food daily, $12.17 per person. And monthly, it's about $377. Now, you compare that with Calgary. Gas is almost 15 cents cheaper, and only transportation is slightly more expensive. And Toronto, gas will cost you even less, and food will also take significantly less out of your pocket every month. But if you want to pay off your debt, there are times of the day, apparently exact times, that you are more productive. A new survey of more than 400 workers found 10:55 in the morning is the most productive time of day, while 2:55 is the least productive. So how do you finish the day strong? Most said a short break around the slump time, a cup of coffee, or a snack helped. Chris, I'm sure you have some cookies underneath the desk.
I'm glad that there's always a good supply of them in the newsroom. All right, thanks very much for that, Deb. An exhibit of one of the most prolific photographers ever